Welcome! Today, in our next episode of Sizzling Spaces, I'm here with Terry Tess, one of our horticulturalists. A couple different ways to say the house. Horticulturist. We just call him Yoda because he knows everything and does everything. So Yoda, thank you for being here today with us. We're going to talk about pruning your trees and shrubs and the health and all the little parts of it. Terry's going to do some pruning for you today and explain the wheres and the whys, but most importantly, how it makes your landscape sexy.
Okay, today we're talking about summer pruning of roses, and really for summer pruning there's not a lot that needs to be done. Most of it is going to be if you have dead canes that you notice, or if you need to thin some things out, that would be good, and then just basically deadheading. So we have this nice rose garden, a lot of hybrid teas in it, and what I'm going to concentrate most on is as you go through, you just look for canes that are dead or diseased, and really that's what you're trying to take out. So anytime you see something that's been blackened, or even as a spring trimming, you are looking for things that are dead, and you just make sure you've got that removed, because that's going to be a source for diseases. The other things, and these look pretty decent if you have something that's a little more crowded and you want to thin them out, cut back some canes that maybe you need some little bit more airflow, do something like that. But really, the rest of this mostly is going to be just deadheading, and by that I mean you can come in and you can just take and pinch these off, or I still like to use my pruners, or you can get a little pruning scissors and just trim off all of these that you see are spent flowers. Now, if you're going to do something for cut flower and put it in a vase, then the old adage is, and we'll take this one for instance, you look for where there is at least 5 leaflets on the stem. Now this one, you've got 5 leaflets right here, but of course that's going to be awfully short for a vase. So you'll want to go down and you try to find something that's, gives you a good maybe a foot-long stem, so that you can clean off some of those leaves before you put it into the vase, and then you'll have your nice flower standing up above there with some nice foliage around it. And that basically is what you're looking for cutting flowers. You have some that are floribundas, it's the same idea. You look for something that has 5 leaflets and a nice stem on it, and trim that, and you'll have a nice pretty arrangement for it. With any kind of trimming, you will notice that as you're trimming, if you want a branch to go out this way, you trim it to where the leaf is heading out that way, and you always cut it away from the axil, from where the leaf attaches to the stem, so that water doesn't come in and sit down in that bud and start rotting out your new growth bud. Usually think of summer as all about grilling and going to the beach and going up to your cabin and just relaxing and enjoying everything, and pruning your trees and shrubs in summer as a fun thing to do also. So we're going to go through a little bit. This is a flowering crab, and really summer trimming is not much on trees and shrubs. You just have to look for crossing branches, anything that's dead. Always look for dead things and trim them out. You don't want to keep them around and have them spread the disease that may have been killing them. So anything that's dead. There's also some things on flowering crabs that we look for that are called water sprouts or suckers at the base. You'll see sometimes that there'll be new growth at the base. You want to trim that out. But these are water sprouts here. Anything that is heading upward, straight up like this, you want to take those out because really they don't do much as far as flowering and fruiting. They're just taking more energy out of the rest of the plant. And you're trying to open up the canopy a little bit more. So you want to just trim those out right back to the main branch that they're coming out of. And then it's a matter of looking for any crossing branches, anything that is awfully tight, where you can see two branches are growing too close together, possibly, things like that. But really, all you're looking for is troubles like we were talking about. And that's really it. And then you can go back and enjoy your grilling, and enjoy your beach, enjoy your cottage, just have fun. Well, we're working on summer pruning, which is important in its own right. You have a lot of flowers that have come on your shrubs in spring, and now it is time to think about getting rid of some of the dead heads. It might help you with a little more blooming later on in the season on some of the different shrubs that are spring bloomers. But now you can see on this lilac that we have a lot of the dead flower heads, and what you want to do is basically prune those off until you get down to a leaf area where there are leaves coming out of the stem, and you're just looking to trim those off and not leave any big major stubble on them, so get them down flush with close to flush with the leaf stems. One neat, tidy Miss Kim lilac ready for a little bit of reblooming. Another plant that will act the same way. It flowers out in spring, and then it's nice to just kind of trim off some of the dead heads on it. Now this is a very tight one. You might not be able to get all of your spent flowers off, but a lot of times if you just trim the tip ones off, you will get more flowering. And especially if you have some of the pink varieties, when they start finishing up in let's say mid-July, you can trim them and they will generally flower for you again in like end of July or August, so you'll get a little better chance of them reblooming on the pink ones. This happens to be a white one. This is Glow Girl, which is a spring flowering one, and all you're really doing now is just tidying it up, making it look a little neater by taking the browns off. And a lot of times you can just go through and kind of pull them off instead of clipping them, but it makes it a little cleaner. But then you can trim off however many you want to do, and it just makes it look a little cleaner.
Thank you so much for your expertise today, making it fun,
My pleasure.
Making it sexy, giving us your wisdom. Is there any final thoughts you have that you want to add on pruning today?
Just remember that pruning can be fun.
There you have it. Pruning can be fun. So until next time, I'm Andy, this is Terry, and we'll catch you on Sizzling Spaces.